the answer for the group issue will be answered. Okay, hi, good evening. Today I'll be doing this live in English, so I hope everyone will follow. There's three main issues that I'm going to talk today. One is the yesterday quarantine, the issue that I went to MPC Raja Uda. What happened after that, and what is the condition of the poor lady. The second thing is the update that I had with PDRM today. ACP, what's his name? Zadzali, I hope I get his name correct. Zadzali is the OCPD of Johor Bahru Selatan, if I'm not mistaken. And the entire team, we had a meeting with them, close to about 10 to 15 high-ranking police officers, including traffic heads, narcotic heads, crime heads, and even the law, PDRM law head also was also there, and few other PDRM high-ranking officers. And also the third one, I would like to also tell about the PERMAS association itself. First, I would like to show about the quarantine center. Yesterday, what happened? Can I have? Okay, can I? Okay, can you show me the one that she went through first? Okay, I'm going to show back few things. I hope you all can see. If it's okay. This was the quarantine center yesterday, which when we went inside to help. Okay, this is the bathroom. I'm not repeating, I'm just showing. This is the condition of the bed that she was forced to sleep on, and this is the condition of the toilet that she was forced to take bath, and this was the condition of the room. Sarang, what you call these termites, anai. Okay, ini adalah kondisi. Okay, so yesterday when I went there after getting this report from this poor lady over there, the main reason I was there because the poor lady has complained that she have not been eating for 2 days because of the smell of the room itself. Because of the smell of the room was making her to vomit, and she was also having diarrhea and very severe vomiting also lah. So I immediately I had to go to the spot to check what was happening. Sound, can you all hear me? Someone is complaining that they can't hear. Sorry brother, I really can't scream today because I'm having a very tired and exhausted day today. So after receiving that, when I went there, after coming out from the center, I was very happy. I came out at about what time? At about 11 o'clock, I think, after finishing. And immediately they got her this beautiful room. Look at this room. Okay, tiles with so beautiful. It's a tiles room in the same quarantine center. Okay, the bathroom are so good. They have a very clean. This was done, and this is the bed. Okay, this was done in just half an hour, 30 minutes after I left the place, as what they promised. So the first question is, when you have a good place, why do you give such a bad place? why do you torture these people like that? I don't want to bring ini diorang bagi India, no Melayu diorang bagi tempat bagus, okay? I don't want to go into that, okay? I don't want to go into that issue, okay? But after that, what happened was a bigger issue, okay? After I left MPC, after everyone who is watching this video, please share this video, because the share that you did yesterday has actually saved a life today. Okay, I'm going to tell you all why. Everyone who is watching, please share. I can see whether you are sharing or no. I want this to reach to a lot of people. Okay, what really happened after that was, after the video became viral, KKM decided to send a doctor. They decided to send a doctor to go and see her, to check health. So they took a blood test. After taking a blood test, immediately they called for an ambulance and they have sent her to the hospital. Okay, immediately they called for an ambulance and they have sent her to the nearest hospital, which is Hospital Tampoi. Okay, it is called Hospital Tampoi. She's in Hospital Tampoi because all the quarantine people are supposed to be brought to Hospital Tampoi. Okay, why she was brought to the Hospital Tampoi? Yesterday, I had KKM officers who were arguing with me, dia itu kurang ajar lah, dia itu sengaja buat inilah, dia itu sengaja buat itulah. If that means she actually got bitten by, I'm not sure, mosquito, termites, and few other insects in that room. Okay, and there has been an infection. Okay, I think they found out this through her blood test. Okay, so knowing that she was infected with something which until now they are not telling. Okay, I would like to show her photo. This is her current photo in the hospital right now. Okay, so yesterday your shares really mattered. Okay, this is how she is right now. This is the lady who spoke with us on Facebook yesterday, complaining she's going through depression and she's going through a lot of illness because of the room which has been given to her. And thank God, okay, I'm taking this opportunity to thank the God which I'm praying to give me a chance for me to go and save her, to go and rescue her. Of course, with your help together. What y'all have done, it's not only me, okay? What y'all have done is y'all have shared this video. Y'all have shared this video. Now she has been, I think, on the 3rd bottle or 4th bottle of drips. Okay, she has been on the 3rd or 4th bottle of drips. She's going through drips now. She got immediate attention because of the video which was taken by me, and of course because of the video was shared by you guys and made it viral. Okay, so we have all joined together to save her life. Okay, and until now they have brought her for even scan. Okay, I'm not sure why they brought her for scan. Until this second, they have not informed her what is wrong with her. And few minutes ago when I spoke with her, I've been calling her since yesterday night. I've been updating her situation. She's afraid that they might do to her something because she has made this viral. Where I said, no, don't worry, we are with you. I'm with you and everyone is watching you. And nothing is going to happen. Until this second, they have, in the afternoon, they suspected for dengue. Okay, they suspected for dengue. How she got dengue? How she got dengue? Because of that bloody room which was given by KKM. Okay, she has been complaining. Okay, she has been infected by something, some germs or what, while she was in the quarantine center. That is what we know. Okay, so they have taken a scan today, and she is still admitted in the hospital. She is admitted in the hospital, and they are also giving her antibiotics, I think. Okay, they are also giving her antibiotics, and we are not sure. The latest information I got is she's having fever now. Okay, yesterday she was not having fever. Today she has started to have fever. Okay, and the fever is a very mild fever. She just started to have fever. So you see, my question here is, what would have happened if yesterday we never go to, to rescue her, and these people wouldn't have been bothered to even send her to the hospital. Okay, after the video became viral, that is where they send the KKM staff to go and take some blood sample, and immediately they have sent her to the hospital. Okay, so please guys, also do viral this video. No matter she's a Indian, Malay or Chinese, I would have done this if it was a Malay or it was a Chinese also. Okay, for me, I'm not going to put to any blame. Okay, just because we are Indians, we have been treated like this, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I hope that no one is going to do that. Okay, saya akan buat apa yang saya buat semalam, walaupun dia bukan seorang India, walaupun seorang Melayu ke Chinese, I would have done this. In fact, I've helped a lot. We have helped a lot of Malays and Chinese also. But this is a very serious issue. I just want everyone who went through the same thing, whoever was been affected by KKM, I want you all to come forward and give me a report. We are piling up all this KKM issue, whatever rubbish that this KKM is doing, okay, under whatever government which is going on. And it's very sad. Johor Bahru Esko Kesehatan is another Indian YB. His name is Vityanathan or Vityananda or something lah. I do not know. Okay, it's very shameful for him being Esko untuk Kesehatan, and he knows nothing. Even now also, while I'm talking also, we do not know whether he knows what is going on or no. So this is what is happening. The second thing is, which I want to highlight is, today we have done a meeting with PDRM with close to about 15 over officers, if I'm not mistaken, 10 to 15 officers, all high-ranking officers. They are asking me about the protest which I was supposed to held on the 18th, which actually I postponed, and supposed to be on the 25th, which is supposed to be today. I've also postponed that because of there was an issue of Darurat, and I wanted to respect the king who was supposed to give us a decision today whether is it going to be a Darurat or no. But looks like the king, His Highness, have actually given a statement that there's no Darurat. So we have to respect, of course, the king, especially the king. So we have I have to respect him. So there wasn't any protest done, but we were questioned by PDRM in all ways. Actually the meeting was close to about 1.5 hours. It was 1 hour 30 minutes. It was a very long discussion. The PDRM exactly wanted to know what is PERMAS actually, what are we going to do next. Okay, so we are waiting for a date from the palace, which is from the Sultan of Johor, to give us a date, his secretary of course, to give us a date for us to go and give him. We have close to about 15,000 over petitions in hand, thanks to, what's his name, TH Po from Singapore, who has actually supported to get 9,000 over petitions. And also we have also added up, I think we should be somewhere close to about 20,000 petitions that we are going to hand over to the Sultan of Johor, which I think he can also be in favor of us to, since we do not know who is the government right now, so we can actually go to him maybe to get better quarantine centers and tell him to at least to interfere, knowing that the state government is doing nothing. So he, as the ruler of Johor state, I think we can also go to him. But going to the Sultan Johor will be our last attempt. Okay, going to the Sultan will be our last attempt. If there's no positive answers from the Sultan, from his behalf or from him itself, then we have got no choice, because I have tried always. The Mantri Besar of Johor has failed to answer close to about 1,000 petitions who went to his office the other day. Okay, Menteri Besar Johor telah gagal. Menteri Besar Johor telah gagal untuk sekurang-kurangnya memberi balasan kepada Persatuan Pemas, which is very shame. Betul-betul memalukan apa yang telah dilakukan oleh Menteri Besar. It's extremely shame and he doesn't deserve to be a chief minister. Okay, it was not only Dayalan Sribalan who attended to give the memorandum the other day. I'm not even bothered to know what's his name because he is, to me, he doesn't exist in Johor Bahru. If you ask me, kita tak perlu Menteri Besar di Johor Bahru because he didn't reply to us. Okay, Dayalan Sribalan hari tu pergi dengan 1,000 suara. Okay, and he have got no even guts to even reply to our memorandum. Not a single letter came from him. So he is a waste. Menteri Besar Johor Bahru, as per this issue, adalah seorang yang he's just playing the political game and he does not bother about the Johorians. Okay, so let me be very clear. Dia nak saman saya or whatever, I don't give a damn. Okay, you go ahead. Tetapi let me tell you something very very clearly. Menteri Besar Johor telah gagal. Telah gagal untuk mengambil keputusan untuk sekurang-kurangnya bertimbang rasa. Not a single action has been taken by the Menteri Besar Johor except for giving press statement, buka border, like you know, itu kartun, you know, the patung, bila kita kunci, kita putar itu kunci, it will keep talking the same thing. He's telling open the border. Who are you telling? You are the chief minister, Menteri Besar. Kepada siapa you cakap buka border? You are a government. You want to tell someone to who? We are telling you to open the border. You pun cakap buka border kepada siapa? So if you ask me, the Menteri Besar of Johor is he's not in use lah. Dia he's just dapat gaji buta or something like that, which I'm not sure lah. Okay, maybe. Jadi we are fed up. We have given 2 memorandums to him. Kali pertama kita pergi dengan 50 orang bagi memorandum. Tak cukup. Mungkin saya ingat the chief minister, dia tidak mempunyai orang-orang yang boleh nasihatkan dia atas hal-hal yang sedang berlaku. You see, KKM, macam isu tadi, KKM, ini kuasa bawa dia. Okay, KKM Johor Bahru, dia masih berkuasa. Siapa? Menteri Besar masih berkuasa atas KKM di Johor Bahru. Tell him to say no. We got one I can say, memang tak boleh pakai. We have one guy who claims to be the ESCO of Johor Bahru untuk kesihatan and do nothing. Kita ada Menteri Besar, ada ESCO kesihatan, ada penasihat kepada Menteri Besar, and we are wasting the state money in giving them salary. You know, because nothing, tidak membagi sebarang lesen kepada orang-orang yang telah terjejas. You didn't do any negotiation with any banks. You never help them anything. Tak beri sebarang bantuan, but sit and talk rubbish. I think even this Permas office is doing so much better than the Menteri Besar's office. So much better. You know, the amount of work that we are doing with the minimum manpower that I have, dengan jawatan yang you orang ada, I think you all can do so much. But it's very sad to say, memang sebagai seorang Menteri Besar, dia telah gagal untuk menjalankan tanggungjawab dan kepercayaan yang telah diberi kepada beliau. Dia telah gagal, dia telah hilang kepercayaan. Dia telah hilang kepercayaan daripada rakyat, okay, yang telah memberi dia kerja sebagai Menteri Besar. Kita pembayar gaji kepada dia. And this state is so healthy and wealthy. One reason is because of Singapore. Because of the people who have been working in Singapore. They go there, they earn, they really work like no one's business. They bring back the money here and they dump the money here. They invest here. Diorang makan, berak, everything is in Johor. Tapi hari ni waktu mereka dalam satu kesusahan, terutamanya waktu satu bilik kuarantin pun tak boleh disediakan dengan baik oleh kerajaan negeri ni, what bloody useless government is this? That means this is one useless government who atas nama prihatin prihatin kepada rakyat. I think you guys are good for nothing lah. Really, saya rasa macam tu. Masalah ini sepatutnya y'all can settle this problem with one phone call, Satu phone call you can settle. You can go to the quarantine center, tukar semua selimut. I want it to be, hello, berapa? How much is it gonna cost? What, the state government don't even have 100,000 to just upgrade the quarantine center. Rubbish lah. So, ini satu penyeksaan kepada rakyat. Okay, tak kisahlah whoever it could be Mutu, it could be Ali, it could be Achong. Okay, these are people who are crazy for power and talk rubbish in front of the press. Okay, so we have got no choice. We are going to go to the royal family. We are going to go and ask him, Your Highness, please help us out. We have got no choice. So, because kita nak pergi federal government, kita tak tahu siapa Perdana Menteri. Muhyiddin Perdana Menteri, tak tahu. Anwar Perdana Menteri, tak tahu. Najib bosku Perdana Menteri, tak tahu. Mahathir mana pergi, tak tahu. So, no one knows what is happening. Nak darurat untuk apa benda, tak tahu. Nak adakan sidang parlimen, tak tahu. Every Tom, Dick and Harry who is in politics are only talking about politics. Tak cukup dengan itu, diorang nak reka bentuk saya, Dayalan Sri Balan sedang ambil peluang dari segi politik. Apa benda saya nak ambil peluang dari segi politik? What mileage you want me to take from politics? I hate politics lah. Saya betul-betul benci politics, and I'm hating the bloody politicians who are, sitting and doing bloody nothing. We talk about the Menteri Besar. What about sini punya MP, pembangkang MP? You orang tak boleh sumbang kepada MPC bagi satu katil yang bagus? Satu pejabat parlimen, pembangkang, PKR ke, DAP ke, pembangkang lah, okay? Y'all are pembangkang. If y'all can sponsor at least 5 to 10,000 ringgit, all the pembangkang, bloody hell, all the quarantine center will be up to date, You know how much y'all can save the people lah? They have voted y'all lah. They didn't vote Permas or they didn't vote Dayalan Sri Balan. Not a single help that y'all are doing to these people. But y'all are called MPs, y'all are called Adon. God damn it. Come on lah, for God's sake. I'm really fed up lah. I'm really damn bloody fed up. Ini semua bukan kerja NGO lah bang. What? You come to my office, saya nak undang kepada Menteri Besar, you tak percaya, datang kepada office saya, you tengok saya punya pejabat, lagi ramai orang daripada you punya pejabat tau. You all are not helping the people, giving problems some more to the people. If anything happens to this lady who got admitted yesterday night, I'm telling you, I'm going to sue each and everybody who is going to be inside this bloody system called government or whatever. Saya akan summon each and everyone if anything happens to her. She came here under quarantine and she's now admitted in the hospital after 3 days. Today what's the date? After 3 days of quarantine, hari ni dia dimasukkan ke dalam hospital and her blood, she has infection. What the hell you all think lah? This is too much lah. Y'all, setiap perbuatan kerajaan yang menyeksakan rakyat ada batas. You orang buat ini because you don't care, sebab you orang tak tahu kursi you orang esok ada ke tak ada. So you all don't give a damn. Pi mampus lah. Our government pun sekarang sedang goyang. Don't tell me we want to go and help you all for what? Menteri besar letak jawatan lah. I mean, tak payah letak jawatan lah. Do something for the people lah. Sebab you letak jawatan, lagi satu orang, they will come and they are also going to do the same thing. If anything happens to her, let me tell you, if anything happens to her, KKM, I'm telling you all, I will be running at the back of you. Really, I'm telling you lah. You know, I will definitely come at the back of you. She have 2 kids, 2 or 3 kids. Okay, her husband is in Singapore. She have no one here. You put her under quarantine. She's going through mental torture. She's afraid that KKM might even do something to her. Useless, real useless ministers, you know, useless MPs, useless adons, and they want to talk about Pembangkang. Both are rubbish lah. You know, both are rubbish. Yang pemerintah tak nak buat, yang Pembangkang duduk apa? Duduk cabut rambut. Okay. Next topic I have is about Permas. Okay. You no need to worry about Permas. Okay. I am the official pengurusi Permas. I am the president of Permas. Okay, I have a vice president yang telah beri surat letak jawatan. So what? Biar dia letak jawatan lah. So what? I have a secretary who is still running the NGO. I have an assistant secretary who is still running the NGO. I have a very very trustful trustful treasurer, and also we have new AJKs. As I said, I will change anyone. Okay, anyone who cannot cope up with me. Okay, and if anyone else cannot cope up with me, resign and go. This Permas is not about Dayalan Sri Balan. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the people. I want a vice president who can sit with me in the office every day, who can fight together with me. I want to train him to become the next president. Okay, so that is my goal. Okay, until I get the right vice president, I will change. If I want, I will change the vice president. Okay, according to the perlembagaan, I will change. Okay, and if the vice president thinks that he cannot cope up with me, he can resign. If he has any personal issues, he can resign. He don't like Permas, I don't give a damn. Okay, anyone can like Permas, anyone cannot like Permas. Today you can like me, tomorrow you want to become my enemy. I don't care. Okay, let me be very frank. Okay, I know, oppositions like MIC, they are trying to influence the NGO, they are trying to hijack. Go ahead. You can only try to hijack Permas. You can only try to hijack the people who are working with me. But listen to me. You can never even touch my bloody feet. This is to all my haters lah. Kepada mereka, who are against me, of course, political party lah. You can buy anyone from my NGO. You can brainwash anyone from my NGO. Okay. Even the people in my NGO, they can be influenced by third person. Okay. It could be from a political background or some other. They can say Dayalan is robbing people's money. They can say Dayalan is spending people's money. They can even say I'm claiming whatever that I can claim under this NGO. Of course, I'm not getting salary. So my other allowance, of course, I will be claiming, because my father didn't plant a tree where I can go and pluck money, and spend for everyone. Okay, I'm not getting salary from anyone. So whatever that I'm entitled to claim, I will claim definitely. Of course, reasonable claims. And anyone who wants to claim, they can put their claims. Whoever wants to put under the NGO, but don't make this stupid reason. Okay, kita ada perlembagaan. Okay, we have perlembagaan. We follow the perlembagaan. You want to go and talk rubbish outside, you go and talk. I don't give a damn. So to those people who think you have found, if you think you have found a negative things that you can go against me, go ahead. You want to taruh me, you want to whack me, you go ahead. Bila saya hantam you balik, make sure you sanggup terima lah hantaman itu. Okay. One more thing is, I had a very good vice president, according to me personally. Okay. He was a very nice guy. We were like brothers. We were working together. Under certain circumstances, he feels that he wants to resign. He can resign, but still we are friends outside. Okay. He wants to listen to anyone. He wants. You see, I can't go and beg him to stay in the NGO. Okay. So now I'm opening to everyone. Okay. There is a vice president post available. But I'm still considering, I want a guy who can fight with me, to be with me. Like yesterday when I was supposed to be arrested, almost been arrested, I want him to stand beside me and fight for me. Fight for us when I'm inside. Okay, I want someone who can take over this NGO. I'm willing to give him the full support. I'm willing to train him under pressure. Okay, so under the perlembagaan, whatever it is, we will just follow the perlembagaan lah. If they want to resign, they can resign. But his resignation letter, it's still up to me to accept or no. I still have a space for me to still negotiate with him. Okay, so even my NGO secretary has not even passed me his resignation letter. He just resigned few days back. Okay, so that is not an issue. Anyway, he is also stressed. The amount of pressure that I'm giving him, I also understand. And he is in Singapore. He doesn't know really what is happening over here also. So we have to respect his decision lah. Whatever decision he takes, let him take lah. That is something got to do with the NGO itself. So I will take care. As for whatever you all need to know, you all have the office number, you all have PERMAS hotline, you all have everything. So that is still on. PERMAS is still on record. Even though tomorrow, if I myself, if I'm dead tomorrow, PERMAS must still run. Dialan is not PERMAS. I've just brought up the NGO. I'm bringing up the NGO. I have to give to someone and I have to go. I have a family. He's also missing me in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, I'm also like y'all who are stuck in Singapore. I'm also missing my family. Okay, I'm here, until this has become like my second home already in Johor Bahru. So I hope stop talking things that has got nothing to do with y'all. Y'all, as long as y'all want to become PERMAS member, y'all can become PERMAS member. Y'all want to support, y'all can support. Whatever PERMAS got any internal problem, that is an internal problem lah. So might as well y'all no need to be any busybody job lah. If there's necessary for me to inform, I will inform. If there's no necessary for me to inform, I no need to inform. Okay, so I think I got everything clear. We are taking in more AJKs into the NGO. And as far as I said, I promise everyone who trusted me on the first day that I will make sure I get for y'all the right person to run this NGO. Okay, that is my task and I'm doing it right now. So when I'm doing it, don't question me, because I promise y'all I will give you all the best person that I will find. Okay, I will definitely give to the best person. If I'm thinking something that I need them to take a rest from this NGO, then they have to take a rest. Okay, so coming back, if you are thinking NGO is politics, of course, bro, trust me. NGO, they play too much of politics inside NGO also. So I've got no time for all this rubbish thing lah. With the majority supporting whatever that I come up with, I will stick to the perlembagaan lah, whatever. Okay. And anything else? Anything else? Nothing. So we just pray lah. We just pray for the poor lady who is in the hospital. We just pray for the poor lady who is in the hospital, that for her speedy recovery. Okay, thank you guys. I hope this video will keep us together. Please do walk in to the office anytime if you have any problem. Open the border last. Okay, talking about the border, there's two things I'm going to promise you all. First is pemberian memorandum kepada Sultan of Johor, which might be happening in these coming few days. If that doesn't works out, then 100% with or without, we will give all the documents which is needed by PDRM. Okay, kami akan serahkan semua dokumen. The PDRM has made us very clear what we are supposed to do and what we are not supposed to do. Where can we have this and where we cannot have this. So it has been very clear. We have a very, very clear understanding until to this date that we are going to comply with PDRM's rules and regulation. At the same time, we hope that they will be also cooperative to us. And keeping in mind of this COVID-19 also, I have to keep in mind, we will be only about 50 people will join me to go and give the memorandum to the Sultan. Okay, I have promised the PDRM there won't be any crowd. So these 50, I will inform you all later. Anyone who wants to come, I'm giving the first priority to few other NGOs who are willing to support us and to come together. And also to those people who have been supporting PERMAS for very long. These 50 people will just follow us to go and give the memorandum. It is not going to be more than that. And if it is not going to work out, then 100% definitely, as per the law of this country, as a democracy country, we have the right to express our frustration in a very peaceful way. It's called a peaceful gathering. Satu perhimpunan aman. We will organize a perhimpunan aman with all those rules and regulations that we need to follow. Okay, thanks. I'm still fighting for the PR. Even today we had a big discussion for the PR. To all those PR in Singapore, just give me few more weeks. I think by 1-2 weeks, I believe that there will be something done for all the PR in Singapore. I believe that something good will be coming your way for all those PR who are stuck in Singapore. I believe that. And let's pray that everyone will be safe and sound. Okay, thank you.